Good morning from Roswell, New Mexico. We are getting our day started really early today. We are off to Walmart to get an oil change on the motorhome, and then ideally we will be at the UFO Museum at 9 a.m. when they open, so we could roughly spend maybe an hour there and start heading south, because there's a serious weather system moving in, blizzard warnings, 50-mile-an-hour winds, 1 to 2 feet of snow, nothing that we want to go dealing with in a motorhome. So hopefully everything falls into place today, but let's get started with an oil change at Walmart. We are getting the oil changed at Walmart now. This is very handy. They have a very tall garage door here at this Walmart in Roswell, which really helps getting a rig like ours in. And talk to the guys for a few minutes. They're fairly familiar with motorhomes and what it needs, so feeling pretty good. I'm still going to do a quick once over before we actually hit the road to make sure everything's proper, because the risk involved, I don't care who's doing it, whether it's Walmart, a Ford dealership, Jiffy Lube, whatever, it's still always good, especially when you're going out through where we are and running from the weather, which we are, to just give things a quick once over to make sure they didn't, leave an oil cap off or anything of that nature. We also picked up a few groceries, and then once we're done here, we're gonna head to the UFO Museum. Those guys at Walmart are super helpful. This 2 times getting the oil change done at a Walmart, and 2 times that we have been very impressed. So, if you're RVing around the country and you don't have the ability or the place, I have the ability but not the place, to do an oil change on your own, don't hesitate to come to Walmart. And I also bring my own oil with me because this is a Ford, and I've always ran Ford Motorcraft 5W20 oil and the Motorcraft FL820 oil filter. I just know that stuff because I spent over a decade working for Ford. And so we're off to top off the fuel tank. We have over 3/4 and track down some propane before we head over to the UFO Museum.
I'm starting to notice a trend in this town. This is everywhere. Little green men all over the place. It's kind of cute.
It's finally happening, honey.
What?
We're going to the UFO Museum.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's gonna open up in a few minutes, but across the street here, we see a tourist gift shop called Alien Invasion. So we're gonna go walk across the street for a few minutes. That was a pretty cool shop. We got a few knickknacks and souvenirs. We'll show them to you later. But now, time to head into the museum. Look at this, we are the first people from Seward to visit the museum. Hey guys, we had a great time at the UFO Museum, and now we need to get out of town, but we also still need to get propane. But since time is of the essence, we're gonna grab some lunch here at Subway. I know Subway's not our favorite place because that's like the only fast food joint in our little town.
We're kind of just burnt out on it.
Yeah, but it is gonna serve its purpose today.
Yeah, you can see the storm coming in the distance. It looks
We need to get the heck out of here.
really quickly.
This is also one of the nicest Subways I've ever seen.
Oh, it's like upscale.
Look at this.
Seating over there.
Yeah, kind of that faux brick wall.
Kind of like a Starbucks feel.
Yeah, totally.
I think we're officially ready to leave Roswell. We have filled up with fuel. We have filled up with propane. We have filled up with water. We have dumped our tanks. We have stopped for provisions. We changed the oil. We did go to the museum. You guys saw that. We grabbed a little bit of lunch. I had my first bloody nose of the desert this morning. That was fun. That's usually Ben's job. Somehow I ended up with one today. But anyway, we are now headed out of town. You see all those big white fluffy clouds up there? Evidently there's a storm brewing in there. So we're gonna try to beat this storm. We've got our fingers crossed and we said a prayer and we're ready to rock and roll. Are you ready to drive?
I'm ready to drive. I'm not ready to slide around, but I'm ready to drive.
Me too. Well, it's still nice and sunny here, hopefully.
Yeah, it's probably about 50 degrees.
Yeah, it's warm. I mean, the storm is not here at all yet, but we just don't know how far away it is, because
when it
you
comes
can see it off in
it's gonna drop
the
the
distance.
temperatures like a rock.
It is. It's a pretty intense storm they're predicting. It's gonna drop down into the 30s. They've got some pretty heavy gusts coming through here of wind.
5 degrees at night.
Oh yeah, 5 overnight. Ooh, that is gonna be chilly. And here in Roswell, they're expecting between 8 and 12 inches of snow is what I read
Tonight,
last.
and then 5 to 8 and 5 to 8 tomorrow day and evening.
Yeah, so we're talking 16 and 12, like 28 inches of snow. And then over the course of the weekend, hence the reason we are getting out of here.
And the same lady that recommended going through Reynoso, I believe? Redoso. She said that you want to get out of here because this town is not set up to handle that much snow. So it can be days before they get all the snow cleared. And also the snow will pile up in drifts in certain spots because it's going to be blowing between 30 and 50 miles an hour. So we're getting the heck out.
I think this is a wise move to leave early and safely and get on the road, get on down the road. We did what we wanted to do here and now we're ready to move on. Update from the road. We are at an elevation of 5,600 feet right now, and I'll show you what we're seeing. We started at 3,700 feet, so we've climbed almost 2,000 feet in elevation. Still not a drop of precipitation, and we are very grateful for that. You can kind of see off in the distance, those gray clouds are looking ominous, but hopefully we can get through here before we have any troubles with the weather. I know you won't be able to see them on the video screen, but we are seeing our first snowflakes now. So we just came across the sign that said we were at 6,000 foot elevation, and we're hoping that that's the top and that we're gonna start heading back down, but...
Well, we're at 61.20 right now.
Oh, well, maybe not. And Hootie has a new little friend. Check him out. Ta-da!
Paul.
His name is Paul. We can see the snow now. Check it out. We are at 6,400 feet, you said, babe?
Yeah.
And you can see it off in the distance there. So As Ben said, we will be exercising extreme caution in crossing through this area. It's really started falling now, you can see it. So we're just hoping we start to drop elevation here pretty soon. But we're starting to get a little nervous. I won't lie. God, I hate driving in the snow in this thing. We have peaked at 7591 at Apache Summit. And everything that goes up must come down. This is the hardest part for me. I literally have fingernail prints in the seat. I hate doing this. But we made it to the top.
We should phrase
Things are still
in the motorhome.
Yeah, in the motor.
If we're in our four-wheel drive
Well,
truck.
yeah, no worries. In a
Normal.
four-wheel drive
We'll
truck
call
or
that
expedition.
a Saturday.
Yeah, but in the RV, I just have a little bit of PTSD, I guess, for driving in the snow in this thing. So, so far the roads are good. It's, I think,
Wet.
yeah,
not
it's like
freezing
34 degrees out right now, so I think as soon as the snow hits the ground, it's melting, and if we can just make it down off this hill now, we'll be home free. We just passed 6,700 feet, so we've dropped just shy of 1,000 feet so far. Still snowing on us, but the roads are still good. There's no ice. The grade is nice and gentle, so we're not having to downshift or take it out of overdrive or anything like that. We've dropped to 6,100 feet, and you can see that we have gotten back to the more deserty kind of landscape and out of the mountain-esque landscape. The snow is letting up. The roads are pretty dry. Our brakes have started making this weird squeaking sound, but they're still working, so... And now they've stopped making the weird squeaky sound.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. We're
Very
used to our
bizarre.
brakes making noise when we get them hot, if we're like driving through stop and go traffic in a town. But I hadn't touched the brakes in like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and they made a horrendous squeak. But they're still functioning. I did a good solid brake check and slowed down to like 30 miles an hour. So, moving on.
We can see the valley floor again, or a valley floor again. So I think we can start to breathe easier now. Hopefully.
I'm glad we went through there when we did.
Me too. Any
As
later?
soon as like a couple more hours, who knows what it would have been like.
I know. It was scary enough as it was. And we still have snowflakes. It's not completely stopped. But we've made it down to 4,500 feet now. We just went through the town or village of Tularosa. We're both feeling much more relaxed now. Hopefully we're through the worst of it. My heart is just pounding.